I say, oh, it's something about your love. It's your boy Big Chew. Where my ladies at?
I finally found the nerve to say,
You know what I say, love? This is what I say.
I'm gonna make a change in my life.
That's right.
Starting here today.
Let's go.
Surrender all my love. I never thought I could.
Oh, let me see you.
I'm giving all my love away, and there's only one reason that I wouldn't.
Only one reason, baby. You know what that
Go, 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 go,
reason is?
break the rules, back. Break the rules, back.
Come on. Yeah. The way, come on. The way you move. The way, come on. Break down. Let's go. Come on. That's all. Let me see you now. Hold it now.
Next year, let's call this day
Yeah.
our anniversary.
Let's tie this knot right.
The day I put
Huh?
my heart in your hand and said that it was yours to keep.
Yeah, all for you, love. Come on.
From this moment on, say that you'll always be mine.
Yes, indeed.
Girl, when I'm alone with you, there's only one thing that's on my mind.
That's it, love. Come on.
Go, 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 Zach. Break the rules, Zach. Break the rules, Zach.
Yes, indeed.
Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your girl Jasmine, Lacey Jazz. Hey, what's going on? I don't know what's going on my hair. Anyway, I just wanted to come on to briefly kind of go into talking about what you guys are expecting at the We Must Bring Order conference. You guys, I have started this process last year, a couple months ago, trying to basically bring what we need, what I feel is what is needed in the majorette community. A plethora of things that need to be addressed, as well as trying to figure out resolutions, try to figure out, what can we do to get this whole organization back to where we once were, which is loving and, supporting each other. So I wanted to basically come on a live. You guys, make sure if you guys are on the live video, make sure you share the live video, tag the live video, and invite into live video, because we want to make sure that everybody gets this information. So y'all, it's 10:30. It ain't too late. Y'all ain't doing nothing on Facebook anyway. So go ahead and share the live video, tag the live video, and invite into the live video. So basically, what we are doing is we are bridging the gap of majorette with the issues that's going on in our majorette community. Basically, the conference is called, as you guys have seen, I've been promoting and advertising, We Must Bring Order, the first annual majorette directors, coaches, and parents convention. You guys, this convention, this conference is very, very vital for our time as we see it now. We need to understand where the majorette community is going and how can we come into bridging the gap to make sure that it gets back on the right track, so to speak. The conference is happening here in Atlanta, Georgia, where I am located at. We will be having it at a hosting hotel all 3 days. The conference is June 24th, 25th, and 26th. That's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The conference will approximately start about 10 o'clock a.m. each day. We will do breakfast from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then from 11 to 1:30, we will do our what's called tracks, which is basically our breakout sessions. We want to get into those sort of things as far as like what we are here for. What are we doing? What are we trying to accomplish at this conference? We have several guest speakers that have already confirmed. Some of them you guys know. Yep, it's live. Thanks, Landon. Some of you guys may know some of these coaches. Some of you guys may. I know for a fact y'all may know one or two of them because one of them was actually seen on Bring It. So we will be having several guest directors of dance teams coming to join us to be on the panel. What you guys can expect from this conference, I want to kind of give you guys a little overview of what you guys are expecting to get from this conference. First and foremost, when you guys get to the hotel, you guys will do registration. Your $300 should be paid prior to. So your registration is $300 for the entire weekend. $300 for the entire weekend. Your registration per person includes your classes. It includes vendors. It includes networking. You also will receive a gift bag. All registrants will receive a gift bag with a conference t-shirt, a conference water bottle. You guys will have, we're going to get you guys notebooks so you guys can take notes. You guys are going to have customizable pins and you're going to have other goodies inside the bag. This is all what we're trying to put out, what we're trying to get back in. And again, you guys, this conference is very vital, especially with what we are trying to do in the majorette community, what we're accomplishing. What are we trying to accomplish? You guys ask, okay, we're trying to accomplish and try to set some type of standard back into the majorette community. We're trying to, like I said, bridge the gap, see where we fell off. What happened? What happened to the majorette community? Why is there so many issues with conference or competition hosts? Why are there so many competition hosts that are out there throwing on competitions that don't know what they're doing? You know, and why are people so eager to run and register for these shows for these people that they don't know about? They don't know what they're doing. They just think, oh yeah, I feel like throwing on a competition today and put out a flyer. Don't matter how the flyer looks. Just put out a flyer in hopes that people will drop their email to register. This is where we are at with the majorette community. It's sad, but it's true. And what we're noticing as of late is teams are not caring at this. Some people, and it's a lot of the new teams. I'm not going to say it's everybody. It's a lot of these new teams that's not caring. All they want to do is go and compete and say, oh, well, they ain't got no heavy hitters there, so we're going to go compete. We're going to win at least one trophy. You guys have literally based a lot of y'all programs off of the plastic. And you guys are forgetting the real importance of what your program is supposed to be about. I see it I'm not just talking to y'all. I'm literally telling y'all what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people literally on live. People that don't even got no business in the majorette community, literally smoking weed on the live, talking about throwing on children's competitions. When did we get to this point? When did we get that it was okay for us to host competitions at venues such as nightclubs? Where did we get to this point at? Why are we here? You know, these are all things that you guys have to see why we feel that this conference will be beneficial to so many people, because it's a lot of people. They're not caring about who judges they have on the judges panel. Only thing they care about is how much money is coming at the door or how much money is coming in advance ticket sales on Cash App. They're not even using reputable ticket outlets. They're using Cash Apps. They're using Apple Pays. They're using Google Pay for tickets. When do we get to this point where we have lost the integrity of majorette, of these competitions? And then you want these kids to come to venues that are not up to par. They don't have correct ventilation in their building. Please make sure y'all share this live video, taking a live video, please, and thank you. It is very beneficial. I'm not sure what's going on tonight, but it's very vital that you guys understand. And like I said, a lot of people, some people may be okay. Some people may be like, okay, yeah, Jazz, we definitely support the movement. And some people may don't care because they don't want to see change. And that's another issue in this major community. People don't want to see the stuff to be put back in order. And that is where we're at. That's where we at. People don't want to see change. They're perfectly okay with going to a competition, shooting up people's competitions. They're okay with going to competitions and fighting another team. They're okay with that. They don't want to see nobody going. They don't want to see change. And that is why this conference is so important for us to try to get back. Now, let me not get off the topic because I want to make sure that I touch on things. So each day, it's a 3-day conference, okay? Each day of the conference, we'll have a set of tracks. Tracks are basically the breakout sessions. So each day will have 4 tracks. So day 1 will consist of Majorette 101, the importance of Majorette. Why are we having Majorette? This will be with one of the panelists. Studio success. Why is it so important? What can we do to ensure the success of our studio? What do we need to do to ensure the success of our studio? How do we ensure that our studio, we're not just opening it up and don't have the means and the finances to sustain the studio? This is important. A lot of people dealing with this. A lot of people get excited about getting numbers, but if your program is not thriving, then there's no way that you're going to be able to pay the overhead expenses. And then you start running into issues to where people want to have fundraisers to pay for the rent. So these are the things that we're looking at. What does it mean to have a grant? Well, how is it important to have a grant writer? For you guys that are 501c3s out there, are you a 501c3? If you're not a 501c3, how can you obtain it? This is all what we are talking about at the conference. We are going to have panelists that are going to be able to be there and educate you guys and give you the tools to be able to become, if you want to be a nonprofit, if you want to be a for-profit, how to obtain a nonprofit status, how to become a 501c3 organization. These things are important. We'll also have something called team building. Team building is very important by another panelist, a special guest panelist. Team building. What it doesn't mean by team building. What are ways that we can team build our kids so it's not so many issues within our organization? A lot of times you guys may not understand it or see it, but judges and people outside looking in can look at your team and tell that there is some division in your team because your team is not performing as one and they're not performing in cohesiveness with each other. You can tell that there's some drama going on just by looking at how they perform with each other. If everybody's not on one accord, it's going to show on the floor. So again, how can we do those team building exercises and how can we bridge the gap with the dancers to be able to make sure that whatever's going on is not displayed on the floor to where judges can see it. That way it's also shown why they were not dancing together, which ultimately results into why their scores are the way they are. So that's day 1, Majorette 101, studio success, team building. Also beat that face. We will have a makeup artist that's going to be present. That's going to be one of the panels, and they're going to show you different techniques and ways to where you parents that are watching, you guys can do your child's makeup, and it doesn't cost you much to do their makeup. If you don't know how to do makeup and you want to learn how to do makeup, it is very vital that you guys are a part of this conference so people can see how you guys can actually see and get the whole feel of what I need. What type of brushes do I need? What type of sponges do I need? What type of makeup should I use? What type of makeup should I stay away from? What if my child breaks out? What are different makeups that we can use that's not going to cause my child's skin to break out? Because some people don't want to use makeup on a child because they have acne and whatever. This is very important of how you can still switch your child out there and look presentable to the public and the judges, performance ready. That's another thing. What else are we doing? Slay that hair. What are styles? I know a lot of people get upset, and I'm going to touch on it because I've seen it. People say, well, if I'm the coach or I'm the director and I say I want you guys to have a high ponytail braid or whatever the case may be. Okay, how do you know that the parent has money for that? What are other styles that looks just as good and is cost effective to be able to make sure your child's hair is slayed? That's what we're looking at. We're looking at the overall big picture here. What is it costing us? A lot of people want to know, what is it costing? Why, what can we do? What are some other alternatives that we can present to our coach or our director to see if we can try it? Because somebody may not have that much money, or somebody may have 3 or 4 kids on a team and don't have that money to get all 4 girls' hair done. So what are other ways that their hair can be slayed that's going to be cost effective, and that even you parents can possibly do? There's a lot of techniques of hairstyles that you guys can do. You guys may not be open to or not know because you just don't know. That is the purpose of the Slay That Hair. We will have a hairstylist that will be on the panels that will be discussing that. That's all day one. So again, to recap, day one is Majorette 101, studio success, team building, and beat that face. Day 2 will consist of Slay That Hair by a panelist on the panel, and then uniform technique. That's another big thing. A lot of people are really leery about who to purchase uniforms from. Who to purchase uniforms from? What, how can we trust different people out there to give our money to? That's a big thing in the majorette community, you guys. That's a huge issue that we're facing in the majorette community. Why are we paying this amount of money and our uniforms don't fit? Our uniforms are coming in crappy. Our uniforms have stuff falling off, and we've already paid all this money. And what are ways that we can prevent that? And what are ways that you guys can do uniforms yourselves that's cost effective, that doesn't cost that much? Again, parents, just as much as you guys are invested and involved, the coaches have to be, they don't know everything either. They don't. Coaches don't know everything. So parents, if you guys have a way that can be cost effective for the team as a whole and to help the organization out and to help the coach out, then why not present it to them if you guys have that knowledge? Again, uniform technique is going to be about another panelist. Once again, 501c3 me. How to become a 501c3. What's the benefits of a 501c3? What's the difference between a 501c3? What's the difference between a nonprofit? What's the difference between a for-profit? This is going to be taught by another panelist. The tracks are going to be about 15 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the most, each session. Okay. Slay That Hair, uniform technique 501c3. And then dance parent etiquette. That's a big one. We're going to have, that's one of our special guest panelists. He's going to be talking about dance parent etiquette. What is the responsibility of a dance parent? What is it the responsibility of a dance parent? What are parents, how, as coaches, how do we handle different scenarios, or how are we able to communicate effectively with the parents to where, number one, it's not offending them, but number two, you're still able to put your foot down. They still are understanding what you're saying. A lot of people don't know how to talk to their parents. That's why a lot of parents leave and go start their own dance team. A lot of parents don't like the coaches because they don't like how the coach talked to them. They don't like how the coach talks to their child. So now they're upset and they want to quit your team. Next thing you know, they done built a whole nother dance team, the parent, and got the child leading the practices just because they mad at the coach because they don't understand how it all goes together. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It all goes together. So we are going to definitely talk about dance parents etiquette. Why is it so important to communicate effectively with the parents? People may not understand how to talk, or there may be a scenario where it could have easily been avoided, but because us as coaches did not know how to communicate effectively, we've lost half of our team. That's an issue. Okay. Parent placement. What is a parent there to do? What is as a coach, what are we allowing the parent to do? Because sometimes us coaches and directors, we get so excited about parents saying what they could do, and parents almost make it hard for the coaches because they do have knowledge. But then you have to understand, when you open that doorway to allowing parents to come in and tell you what they think is best for your organization, you start losing a handle over your team. Because you're listening to a parent that has some insight that was beneficial to your organization, but you still did not, again, know how to communicate effectively, so they still understood. I appreciate you telling me X, Y, and Z to help the team, and I'm going to take it into consideration, whatever the case may be, but it's still my team. How do we separate the two? Okay? And then lastly, for day 2, okay, so it's, Day 2 is slay their hair, uniform technique, 501c3, dance parent etiquette. Day 3 is apparent placement, branding your business. That's very important. A lot of people post these flyers on the social media and they're not channeling the right audiences. Or they just think that by putting out a flyer saying you're having open registration for your team, that's it, that's all. No, you guys have to do the footwork. What type of footwork can we do to get our name out there, to get the word out there that we're accepting new girls? Social media is not the only outlet for you guys to use as far as in branding your business. How can we go outside of the four walls of our building or our studio to advertise, to promote, to market our team? What can we do? What are effective ways? What are not so effective ways? Again, branding your business as a whole. If this is your business, you want to take it seriously. You don't want to just stop at having 6 or 7 girls in your organization. You want to have a plethora of girls. Everybody wants a bigger style team. Some people may be like, oh, no, I don't want a big team. No, because at the end of the day, you guys have overhead expenses. Y'all tuition is not only to pay for your time, like some of you guys say, but it's also to take care of overhead expenses. You have to have a place to practice. You can't practice outside. You know, you can't practice outside 365. And a lot of you guys are 365. So you can't practice outside all the time. You have to have a stable place for your kids to go. Then on top of that, the parents want to know if we're paying tuition. Why is our kids practicing outside? Why haven't you did your job as a coach to find our kids a suitable place to practice? Whether it be raining, snowing, whatever, outside storming, they're still able to come to practice and practice inside of a building instead of outside. That's another thing when we're talking about branding your business. That all goes into that. And then we're going to talk about judges' business. How effective is it for you to find a qualified judge to sit on your judges panel when you're hosting a competition? What are the signs that you need to look out for when coaches are contacting you or people are contacting you, say, I want to judge your show? It's happening. What can we do to make sure that we have the proper judges sitting in our judges panel judging these teams? Okay. And last but not least, it's Showtime Dance Association. All this is going to lead up to the third day. We want to start an association to where we have a plethora of things. Association will consist of people a part of it. They're paying quarterly to be a part of the association. You're paying, but you're paying for the business and the service of it. So when you're paying for a quarterly, or when you're paying quarterly to be a part of the association, we understand that you want to do shows, we'll help you do the shows. You want to have qualified judges, we'll have people in our association that you're going to be required to use to better your show. These judges are going to have extensive backgrounds to where you can trust that when they come, they're coming to do a job and they're not going to be biased. They're not going to be showing favoritism. This is what we need. It's a lot easier said than done because people want to do it, but they're not putting the work into making it happen. So again, what are we doing to ensure that our kids that we invite to our competitions are going to be judged properly? Who can we count on? Right now, it's not too many people that the majorette community can count on when you talk about judging your show. These people are getting so desperate, and then they don't want to pay for qualified judges, so they go get their cousin and their auntie to sit on a judges panel that have no background whatsoever. That's the issue. So again, where are we going? How do we select the right event? Where are we going with this thing? You guys, all this is going to be a part of the conference. I strongly encourage you guys to register. I encourage you guys to register. It's going to be an amazing time. We're going to have fun. We're going to laugh, but it's going to be ultimately, we're going to get down to business. This is a down to business type of event. We want to hear you guys' stories. This is not only going to be the panelists, it's going to be a call to respond. It's going to be where we're going to give you guys the information that will be beneficial to you guys. And then you guys will do a response to us where you guys will just, stand up, we'll give you the mic or whatever. And you tell us about a short experience. And maybe you got something that has helped you that we may not know. This is all about us working together to bridge that gap and to be cohesive with each other. And to be able to rebuild the majorette community as best as we know how. That is the purpose of the We Must Bring Order conference. The name came just to show as I said it. We must bring order. It was the first thing that came off my head. And I think that it is vital and is very perfect for us to have this because we want change. We want to see things change in a major community. We want to see growth in these girls. We want to see we want to push these girls to a higher learning. Again, all this is going to be talked about at a conference. What are you challenging your dancers? What is the basic purpose of your organization? Are you trying to channel them to become employable dancers, or is it just a hobby for you guys? You know, what is the difference between you as a coach pushing your girls to be employable dancers than rather just to compete, and then once they leave your organization, that's it, that's all? What are we doing to help these kids become employable? That's the basis. That is what we are trying to get at. What are we doing to push these dancers? You guys, this is very important. Okay, so again, the conference is $300. There is payment plans that you guys can do. The payment plan is $150 to lock in your space, and then the final $150 will be due March 31st. Sorry, March 31st. Your final payment will be due of $150. So you guys can set up a payment arrangement. I don't mind doing that for you guys. You just have to give me your name. Also, let me put this plug in. Also, you guys, if everything goes as planned, I will also be doing a It's Showtime scholarship pageant. Amazing. I have competed in pageants. I know what it takes to compete in pageants. I have had to compete several times before I won a crown. We want to start an It's Showtime scholarship pageant, so where the kids in our community are able to come. They're able to come and compete. They're able to win scholarships. They're able to win sashes and crowns. This is open for all boys and girls to be a part of this. The pageants will take place each evening. So first night will be presentation. Second night, we can do talent. Third night will be formal wear and awards. So this is something as far as in getting the kids. So it's not just for the parents. The conference is just for the parents, coaches, and directors. But we want to also open up because we understand that you guys have kids and you may not have a babysitter. You may not be able to find someone to babysit your kids while you're at the conference. Bring them. Let them go to the pool. It's in the summertime. Let them go and have fun. And that way you guys have something also to look forward to doing with them that evening. Once the conference is over, the conference should be ending about 4:00. And then after that, we'll be getting ready for the pageant that evening. The pageant will start at 7:00. And like I said, it's going to be quick pageant. We're going to have a couple entries. I'll get you guys more information on that. If you're interested in entering, registering your child for the pageant and registering for the conference, you definitely can inbox me and I'll get you the information you need to know about how to register your child for the It's Showtime scholarship pageant that will be taking place June 24th, 25th, and 26th. Again, the first night will be presentation, the second night will be talent, and the third night will be formal wear and awards. Okay, so we want to make sure that you guys are getting on this. Do not wait till the last minute. Once again, let me also say this. We're only accepting the first 100 people to register for the conference. Once we reach 100 people, we're cutting off registration. So this is only for the first 100 people to register for the conference. That's all I am accepting at the conference is 100 attendees, okay? So please make sure you guys are keeping that date. Save the date. Again, it's it's June 24th through the 26th. In Atlanta, Georgia. I am waiting right now as we speak for the contract from the hotel. That's why I have not released the location yet, because once I sign the contract, there will be a booking link for everyone to book your rooms at the hotel. We are going to have special rates for the attendees, and you must book under the It's Showtime link. Okay, so please make sure you guys are setting these dates to aside. June 24th through the 26th in Atlanta, Georgia. We will be bringing order back to our majorette community. So again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to message me. Y'all can email me at itsshowtimeproductions1@gmail.com. I can get you guys the information you guys are needing. The panelists right now, I'm waiting for them to send me over their headshots Once they send me over the headshots, I will be releasing a flyer with all of the panelists on the flyer, so you guys know who is coming. We do have some amazing speakers that have some very, 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 very extensive background on what's worked for them and their organization. So please, you guys, make sure that y'all are getting registered. Hey, Kiana, make sure you guys are registering for the We Must Bring Order Majorette Conference, Majorette Coaches and Directors Conference. I don't want to hold you guys too much longer because it is getting late. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will talk to y'all soon.